Pennsylvania is known for its German heritage. Many of Allentown's residents can trace their heritage back to German ancestors, who arrived in the 1700s or earlier. The Germans that came to settle in Pennsylvania became known as Pennsylvania Germans. They combined their European and American culture to create a new one. Here are some true and false questions to test your knowledge about Pennsylvania German culture. In the 1700s, when the Pennsylvania Germans arrived in Pennsylvania, they could go to a store to shop for new clothes and shoes. False. Women and children often made the clothes for their family. The clothes would be made out of sheep's wool or flax, a type of plant. People walked around barefoot when the weather was nice. True. Shoes were not easy to buy, make, or fix 300 years ago. People would walk barefoot to keep their shoes in good condition as long as possible. When the Pennsylvania Germans first settled, they could go to a grocery store to pick up food if their crops did not grow well. False. Crops were very important to settlers. There were no grocery stores, and people lived far away from each other. A poor harvest meant a hungry winter for the family. Instead of going to church, settlers, who were mostly Christian, brought Bibles with them and sang hymns in order to worship. True. Remember, in the 1700s, America was a developing land. Often, people did not go to church because there were not very many churches near them. Children did not have to go to school. Instead, their parents taught them at home. True. Parents taught their children math and reading. They also studied the Bible. No one helped each other when houses were being built. It was the family's responsibility to build their own home. False. When people built houses or barns, it was almost like a party. It was a good reason for the whole community to get together and catch up. Only the men worked with the animals. The women thought it was too disgusting for them to do such a job. False. Caring for the animals was one of a woman's main jobs. If they wanted to have meat for dinner, they had to kill it as well. Usually only men could inherit the father's farm. True. The oldest son usually got the father's land. Sometimes the land was divided between all of the sons. It was highly unlikely that daughters would inherit land. After the Revolutionary War, the only days off that people took from work were Christmas Day and the 4th of July. True. Work never waits on a farm. Pennsylvania German life in the 1700s was certainly different from our own today. To learn more about Pennsylvania German life, you can visit the Troxel Steckel House.